It can only happen here. Mackenzie gets cheesy and rock climbs, while John takes his dog to the chiropractor and pokes his head into a tiny house. Stick around. My Window starts right now. Hey everybody, I hope you're having a good Thursday. Welcome to My Window. I'm John Hammarley. Now, millions of people around the world think it's good for them, so why wouldn't chiropractic be good for our four-legged friends? There's a Bend veterinarian who says she can't think of a reason. You know, when most of us think about chiropractic care, images of spinal adjustments and cracks and shifts in us come to mind. But Dr. Bernadette Hartman believes that the healing that chiropractic can provide shouldn't be limited to us two-legged mammals. Thanks for coming back, everybody. Now, one of my favorite things to do on My Window is to go downtown and ask people a would-you-rather question. So I'm going to pose one to you guys. It has to do with speaking any type of language you can or being able to communicate with your pets. Would you rather be able to talk to any human being on the planet? You could speak every language, or talk to animals.
Talk to animals, that'd be cool.
Any person. Yeah.
Do you like animals? Do you want to know what they're thinking?
Not really, no.
Animals.
Why do you think you'd choose animals? What would you want to know?
Well, because a lot of the times I wonder what animals are thinking when they're doing stuff.
Oh, animals, definitely.
What would you want to know?
Oh, what are they thinking? How much do they love their life? Are they happy?
Do you think they're just conning us?
Sometimes.
I talk to animals.
And what would you want to know? What would be your first question?
Why am I on this interview?
What do you think would be your first question?
You really love me, don't you? You really, all that love you show me, you really mean it, don't you? Yeah.
Talk to animals.
What do you think they'd tell you?
They love me.
I think I'm gonna go for the all languages. Yeah, I think that's the dream we all want to live because we grew up watching Star Trek. And you could just click your ear and know, like right now I have no idea what you're saying. I'd like to know what you're saying. Yeah, definitely the language.
What would be the most surprising answer you could get out of this guy?
Where does food come from?
Oh, I'd rather talk to animals for sure. Yeah.
Why?
Because we want to know what they're thinking.
The first animal I'd rather talk to, I want to talk to, a bear.
Bear, why?
I don't know. They probably have a unique outlook on life, sleeping through the winter. And
No doubt.
yeah, and
So you want to hibernate through the winter, is that what you're saying?
yes.
I have a couple of animals only they're called children, and I've never actually managed to hold a reasonable conversation with them. So.
Do you think he's happy?
I think he's very happy. Yeah.
Do you think he's hungry right now?
Yes. He's always hungry. That's all he lives for is food.
For me, I'd like to talk to my dogs. Stick around, we'll be right back. Where else can you go from fencing to pickleball to fly fishing except right here on My Window? Nowhere is the answer, so get comfortable. We're revving up right now. Hey everybody, happy hump day. It's Wednesday and it's My Window. I'm John Hammarley. On guard. Everybody knows what we're talking about when I say that. It's time to pick up your foil and go fencing, which is exactly what a group of dedicated fencers do every week in a nondescript gym right here in Bend. I'm John Hammarley and I'm not getting ready for a sequel to Star Wars. I'm getting ready to take my life into my own hands. On guard. Welcome to the High Desert Fencing Club, where you're as likely to find a French-born master fencer
It's a very fast-paced sport.
as you are Olivia Barnes, who started fencing 3 years ago at the age of 8.
When I suited up, I sort of felt kind of professional.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, if you've taken the My Window journey with me for any length of time, you know how much I love dogs. It's hard to believe, but there's another guy in town who loves dogs even more. As a matter of fact, he's got a household full of them. Now, these dogs are different because they actually help him pay the mortgage. Skylar? Sometimes as a reporter, you're lucky when a story literally jumps into your arms.
Something's going on, right, Holiday? Right, Holiday?
Which literally happened thanks to J.D. Platt and his crowd of canines dubbed the Canine Kings. Now, this next story reminds me of when I was a cub reporter a few years ago. It was in the Santa Cruz Mountains in California, and I went to a wild animal sanctuary, and I wasn't there 10 minutes, and this chimp jumped right in my arms. And I'll never forget that feeling, looking that chimp right in the eyes. And it reminds me of the fact that they're not like any other animal, but they aren't pets.
Don't use sand. Pumping isn't going to help your situation.
Oh, I have time to see one little movie.
Pick the generation, and chimpanzees have either been ridiculed
Get off me, Mr. President!
or revered by those who have actually taken the time to get to know these remarkable animals.
You better behave, it's lunchtime.
Marla O'Donnell is the director at Chimps Inc. here in Bend, one of the handful of chimp sanctuaries in America.
They're all so different, and they're wild animals. They're not animals that should be kept as pets or in any kind of captivity. They deserve to be in the wild.
Mowing the lawn, paying the mortgage, cleaning up the house. We all know what it takes to run a house, unless that house is less than 250 square feet. So I'm driving down Highway 97 the other day, and amid the traffic and maybe a lurking local law enforcement officer, I did a double take. A house was heading north. Not an RV, not a mobile home, a house. My instincts told me, follow the story. So I did. Fortunately, the traveling chapter of this tiny house story ended just south of Redmond. Turns out I know the tiny house's new owner. Kathy Freiberg is the horse massage therapist we featured a few months ago. But today, she's a new homeowner and very excited.
It's amazing. I'm a hot and sweaty mess.
Thanks for coming back, everybody. Now, back in 1968, that'll give you some idea about how old I am, my dad received the first 2 heart transplants of anybody in the world. And ever since then, all the years I've done reporting, organ donation has been an important topic. I like to bring it up every once in a while so you guys can talk about it and see how you feel about it. Talk amongst your family. And here is your next opportunity to do just that. The DMV. You know, unless it's your 16th birthday, you're probably not really excited about going here. But for Cindy Jordan and hundreds of other Oregonians, the DMV is actually a lifesaver.
I'd had an incident where I really thought I was going to die.
That was after months of feeling really sick, but not being able to get to the bottom of what was really wrong. Cindy Jordan knew it was serious.
It was really bad at the time, so I was treated, I was going through treatment, but I was still having severe abdominal pain and still not feeling right.
Eventually, Cindy's biologic culprit was found. Her liver was failing, and she needed a new one. The trouble was, Cindy wasn't alone.
A lot of people waiting in Oregon. In the Northwest, 3,000 or 4,000 people are waiting. Nationally, there are 123,000 people that are waiting for an organ. And some of them nationally will pass away before they've reached the top of the list or they've had an opportunity. So our job is to make sure that as many people can get the transplants that they need in the short time that they may have.
And do you want to be a donor on there?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And in a way, this is where the search for precious organs for people like Cindy begins, at the Oregon DMV. Every day, at every DMV office, every time someone applies for a license, customers are asked if they want to be listed on their licenses as potential organ donors.
99% of all the people on the donor registry in Oregon signed up through the DMV. That's almost 2.3 million people that we have on the registry. So our partnership with the DMV is really, really critical. And whenever I meet with DMV staff, I let them know that they're just a very important link and a long link of people, including nurses and surgeons and social workers that make this miracle happen.
Cindy actually wound up getting her new liver in Atlanta, but the Bend resident will always be thankful to the men and women who sit behind the DMV counters every day asking the simple question, do you want to be an organ donor? Cindy recently took time out to thank DMV workers for their help, pause for some pictures in front of Oregon's traveling organ donation quilt, and to reflect on what this gift of life has actually brought her.
Wouldn't be seeing my grandkids or my kids or my husband or my family. I'm here now, I'm getting back to normal. And I think they're like, oh, she's back.